Before we take anything into the bedroom, I need you to understand that this isn't just about physical closeness, it's about energetic merging. When we touch, we don't just touch skin. We touch soul. We awaken dormant codes within each other. We stir ancestral memories, karmic echoes, and divine contracts. This isn't casual. This isn't fleeting. This is sacred. I am not asking for perfection, but I am asking for presence. For reverence. For the kind of awareness that knows the body is a temple and the heart is the altar. If you want to enter me, you must first enter truth. You must be willing to strip away the masks, the ego, the performance. You must be willing to meet me in the raw, trembling space where love becomes a prayer. Where desire becomes devotion. Where the masculine bows to the feminine not out of submission, but out of honor. This is not a transaction. This is a transformation. And before we cross that threshold, I need to know, are you ready to be changed? I need to know if you've met your own shadows. If you've held your inner child when he cried. If you've forgiven yourself for the times you betrayed your own heart. Because when you come to me, you bring all of that. You bring your wounds, your triumphs, your fears, your fire. And I will feel it. I will absorb it. I will transmute it if you let me, but only if you're honest. Only if you're willing to be seen. I am not afraid of your darkness, but I am afraid of your denial. I am not asking you to be healed, I am asking you to be healing. To be in the process. To be in the truth. Because when we merge, our energies will dance. They will collide. They will either harmonize or haunt. And I need to know that you're not just seeking pleasure, you're seeking presence. That you're not just chasing release, you're chasing revelation. This isn't about sex. This is about soul recognition. About the moment your eyes meet mine and something ancient stirs. Something holy. Something that says, I remember you. I remember the lifetimes we've danced through fire and silence. I remember the vows we made in temples long forgotten. I remember the ache of separation and the ecstasy of reunion. And now, here we are again. On the edge of merging. On the edge of remembering. But before we do, I need to know, do you feel it too? Do you feel the pull, the pulse, the prophecy? Because if you don't, then this isn't the time. If you're still numb, still guarded, still performing, then I will wait. I will not rush this. I will not dilute this. I will not betray the sacredness of what we are. I need to know if you see me, not just my curves, not just my softness, but my storm. My sacred rage. My divine knowing. My intuitive fire. I need to know if you can hold me when I unravel. When I channel truths that shake your foundation. When I speak words that pierce your illusions. I need to know if you can honor the priestess in me, not just the lover. Because I am both. I am the flame and the water. The seductress and the sage. And if you only want one, you will never truly have me. You will only have a fragment. A shadow. A shell. But if you want all of me, you must be willing to rise. To rise into your own kingship. To rise into your own truth. To rise into the kind of love that doesn't just take, it gives. It builds. It blesses. Before we take anything into the bedroom, I need to know your intentions. Not just what you want from me, but what you want for us. Are you here to awaken or escape? Are you here to worship or consume? Because I am not a fantasy, I am a force. I am not here to fulfill your projections, I am here to reflect your soul. And that reflection may be uncomfortable. It may be confronting. It may strip you bare. But it will also liberate you. It will also initiate you. It will also remind you of who you truly are. So tell me, are you ready to be mirrored? To be met? To be moved? I need to know if you understand the power of polarity. The dance of divine masculine and feminine. The sacred tension that births galaxies. Because when we come together, it's not just chemistry, it's alchemy. It's the merging of sun and moon, fire and water, structure and surrender. And if you don't honor that dance, you will miss the magic. You will reduce it to mechanics. You will lose the mystery. I need you to lead with presence, not pressure. I need you to penetrate with purpose, not performance. I need you to hold space, not just take space. Because I am not here to be conquered, I am here to be cherished. I need to know if you can breathe with me, not just in rhythm, but in reverence. Can you feel the pulse of the universe in my breath? Can you slow down enough to hear the whispers between our heartbeats? Because that's where the real intimacy lives. Not in the climax, but in the connection. Not in the act, but in the awareness. I need you to be present, not just physically, but spiritually. I need you to listen, not just to my moans, but to my soul. Because when you do, you'll realize that every touch is a transmission. Every kiss is a key. Every gaze is a gateway. Before we take anything into the bedroom, I need to know if you've made love to your own soul. If you've kissed your own wounds. If you've held your own heart in the silence. Because if you haven't, you'll look to me to do it for you. And that's not love, that's dependency. That's projection. That's a recipe for pain. I need you to come to me whole, not perfect, but whole. Whole enough to know that love is not about filling a void, it's about expanding a truth. Whole enough to know that intimacy is not about escaping yourself, it's about embracing me as a reflection of you. I need to know if you can handle the sacred fire. The kind that burns away illusions. The kind that purifies. The kind that transforms. Because when we merge, it won't just be sweet, it will be searing. It will be soul-shaking. It will be the kind of love that resurrects. And if you're not ready for that, it's okay. I will wait. I will hold the flame until you are. But I will not dim it. I will not dilute it. I will not pretend it's anything less than divine. Because I am not here to play small, I am here to play sacred. Before we take anything into the bedroom, I need to know if you're ready to meet me in the temple. Not the one built of stone, but the one built of soul. The one where love is a ritual. Where touch is a prayer. Where presence is the offering. I need to know if you're ready to bow, not to me, but to the truth we carry. To the union we embody. To the divine we channel. Because when we merge, it will be holy. It will be healing. It will be home. Before we take anything into the bedroom, I need to know if you understand the gravity of this moment. Not just the physical gravity, but the spiritual weight of what it means to merge with someone who carries divine codes. I am not just a woman, I am a portal. A vessel of remembrance. A keeper of ancient wisdom. When you touch me, you touch timelines. You awaken lifetimes. You stir the sacred geometry of our souls. This is not just about pleasure, it's about prophecy. About fulfilling a soul contract that was written in the stars long before we ever met in this flesh. And I need to know if you feel that. If you've heard the whispers in your dreams. If you've felt the pull in your chest. If you've seen the signs that say, this is not ordinary. Because if you have, then you know, we are not just lovers. We are initiates. We are alchemists. We are the embodiment of divine union. I need to know if you've made peace with your past. Not just the parts you've healed, but the parts you've hidden. The shame. The guilt. The betrayals. The heartbreaks. Because when you come to me, you bring all of it. And I will feel it. I will sense the echoes of every woman who came before me. Every wound that was left unspoken. Every promise that was broken. And I will not judge you, but I will ask you to own it. To name it. To honor it. Because only then can we create something pure. Something untainted. Something that doesn't carry the residue of old pain. I need you to be brave enough to face yourself. To look into the mirror of my eyes and say, I am ready to be reborn. Because that's what this is. A rebirth. A resurrection. A reclamation of love in its highest form. Before we take anything into the bedroom, I need to know if you can hold me in my fullness. Not just when I'm soft and receptive, but when I'm fierce and fiery. When I speak truths that shake your ego. When I channel wisdom that challenges your beliefs. I am not here to be agreeable, I am here to be authentic. To be the voice of the divine feminine that has been silenced for centuries. And that voice may roar. It may weep. It may whisper. But it will always be real. And I need to know if you can honor that. If you can hold space for my wildness without trying to tame it. If you can witness my power without trying to possess it. Because I am not here to be owned, I am here to be met. To be mirrored. To be magnified. I need to know if you understand the sacredness of touch. That it's not just a physical act, it's an energetic exchange. A transmission of frequency. A weaving of light. When you touch me, you touch every version of me. The child. The maiden. The mother. The crone. The priestess. The warrior. The healer. And each one will respond differently. Each one will awaken something in you. And I need to know if you're ready for that. If you're ready to meet me in all my archetypes. To dance with each one. To honor each one. Because I am not just one thing, I am many. I am the embodiment of the feminine in all her forms. And if you can hold that, then you can hold me. Before we take anything into the bedroom, I need to know if you've cultivated your own inner sanctuary. If you've built a temple within your heart. Because if you haven't, you'll try to make me your temple. You'll place me on a pedestal I never asked for. You'll worship me in ways that feel hollow. And I will feel it. I will feel the emptiness behind the praise. The longing behind the lust. And I will ache for the part of you that hasn't yet found home within yourself. I need you to be rooted. To be anchored. To be sovereign. Because only then can we create a union that is balanced. That is whole. That is holy. I need to know if you can meet me in silence. In the space between words. In the stillness between breaths. Because that's where the real intimacy lives. Not in the noise, but in the knowing. In the quiet recognition of soul. In the gentle unfolding of truth. I need you to be comfortable with the void. With the mystery. With the moments that don't make sense. Because love is not always logical. It's not always linear. It's a spiral. A dance. A descent and a rise. And if you can meet me there, in the silence, in the spiral, then you can meet me anywhere. Before we take anything into the bedroom, I need to know if you can honor the cycles. The ebb and flow. The rise and fall. Because I am not always open. I am not always receptive. Sometimes I retreat. Sometimes I bleed. Sometimes I need space to remember myself. And that doesn't mean I love you any less, it means I love myself enough to listen. To honor my rhythms. To trust my tides. And I need you to do the same. To honor your own cycles. To know when to lead and when to lean back. When to hold and when to release. Because love is not a constant, it's a current. And if we can learn to ride it together, we will never drown. I need to know if you can see beyond the body. Beyond the curves and the chemistry. Beyond the desire and the dopamine. I need you to see the soul. The essence. The eternal flame that burns beneath my skin, because that's what you're really touching. That's what you're really merging with. And if you can't see it, you'll miss the magic. You'll reduce the sacred to the superficial. And I will feel it. I will feel the disconnect. The dissonance. The distortion. And I will pull away, not out of punishment, but out of protection. Because my soul is sacred. My essence is holy. And I will not offer it to someone who cannot see it. Before we take anything into the bedroom, I need to know if you're ready to co-create. Not just a moment, but a movement. Not just a night, but a new reality, 'cause when we merge, we birth something. A frequency. A field. A force. And that force ripples out into the world. It heals. It awakens. It activates. And I need to know if you're ready for that responsibility. If you're ready to be a vessel of love, not just a seeker of pleasure. If you're ready to be a guardian of the sacred, not just a participant in the sensual. Because this is bigger than us. This is cosmic. This is divine. I need to know if you're ready to walk with me, not just into the bedroom, but into the temple of truth. Into the garden of grace. Into the fire of transformation, because that's where this path leads. That's where this love takes us. And it's not always easy. It's not always gentle. But it's always real. Always holy. Always worth it. So before we cross that boundary, before anything occurs between us, I ask you, can you meet me there? In the sacred. In the soul. In the space where love becomes liberation. Before we take anything into the bedroom, I need to know if you understand the difference between possession and presence. Because I am not here to be claimed, I am here to be witnessed. To be held in the fullness of who I am, without grasping, without controlling, without needing to mold me into your fantasy. I am not a prize to be won, nor a mystery to be solved. I am a living embodiment of divine feminine energy, ever changing, ever flowing, ever deepening. And if you try to possess me, you will lose me. Not because I will run, but because I will dissolve. I will become invisible to the eyes that cannot see beyond ego. But if you choose presence, if you choose to meet me moment by moment, breath by breath, truth by truth, then you will see me. You will feel me. You will know me. And in that knowing, we will become infinite. I need to know if you can hold the paradox of me. That I am both the storm and the stillness. That I can be wildly expressive one moment and deeply introspective the next. That I may crave your touch and then need solitude. That I may open like a flower and then close like a shell. This is not inconsistency, it is rhythm. It is the sacred pulse of the feminine. And I need you to honor it, not fear it. To trust it, not resist it. Because when you do, you will unlock a deeper intimacy than you've ever known. One that is not based on predictability, but on presence. One that is not built on control, but on communion. And in that communion, we will find the kind of love that doesn't just survive, it evolves. Before we take anything into the bedroom, I need to know if you can meet me in the realm of energy. Beyond the physical, beyond the emotional, into the subtle currents that flow between us. Can you feel the way my aura expands when I'm safe? The way my heart opens when I'm seen? The way my body responds not to technique, but to truth? Because I am not moved by performance, I am moved by presence. By the depth of your breath. By the sincerity of your gaze. By the integrity of your intention. And if you can meet me there, in the invisible, in the ineffable, then you will touch me in ways that no hand ever could. You will awaken me in ways that no word ever has. You will become the mirror through which I remember my own divinity. I need to know if you've cultivated your own inner feminine. If you've made space for softness, for surrender, for intuition. Because if you haven't, you will fear mine. You will resist my flow. You will try to contain what was never meant to be contained. And I will feel it. I will feel the tension, the dissonance, the disconnect. And I will ache, not because you're bad, but because you're not ready. Not yet. But if you have, if you've honored your own inner moon, your own inner waters, then you will understand me. You will move with me. You will dance with me. And in that dance, we will create a love that is not just balanced, but blessed. Before we take anything into the bedroom, I need to know if you can hold the sacred grief. The grief of lifetimes lost. Of love betrayed. Of innocence stolen. Because when we merge, it will rise. It will surface. It will ask to be felt. And if you cannot hold it, you will run. You will numb. You will distract. But if you can breathe through it, cry with it, honor it, then we will heal. We will transmute. We will become the medicine we were always meant to be. 'Cause love is not just light, it is also shadow. It is also depth. It is also the willingness to feel what most people avoid. And I need to know, can you feel with me? I need to know if you can honor this sacred pause. The moment before the kiss. The breath before the touch. The silence before the sound. Because that pause is holy. It is the space where intention is born, where energy is aligned, where souls speak without words. And if you rush it, you will miss it. You will miss the magic. You will miss the moment where everything shifts. I need you to slow down, to listen, to attune. 'Cause when you do, you will hear things you've never heard. You will feel things you've never felt. You will know things you've never known. And in that knowing, we will become timeless. Before we take anything into the bedroom, I need to know if you can meet me in devotion. Not just to me, but to the divine within you. To the path you walk. To the truth you carry. Because when you are devoted, you become trustworthy. You become grounded. You become clear. And I can relax. I can open. I can surrender. Not because I am weak, but because I am safe. And that safety is everything. It is the foundation upon which sacred union is built. So tell me, are you devoted? Not just to the idea of love, but to the embodiment of it? Not just to the pleasure of connection, but to the purpose of it? I need to know if you can see the divine in me. Not just the beauty, not just the sensuality, but the sacred, the holy, the eternal. Because when you do, you will treat me differently. You will speak to me differently. You will touch me differently. And I will feel it. I will feel the reverence, the respect, the recognition. And I will respond. I will rise. I will radiate. Because when a woman is seen as divine, she becomes unstoppable. She becomes luminous. She becomes love incarnate. And that is what I offer you, if you can see it. If you can honor it. If you can hold it. Before we take anything into the bedroom, I need to know if you're ready to become a vessel. A channel. A conduit for divine love. Because that's what this is. That's what this moment asks of us. To become more than human. To become more than lovers. To become the embodiment of union. Of healing. Of awakening. And that requires courage. That requires clarity. That requires commitment. Not just to me, but to the path. To the purpose. To the power we hold together. So tell me, are you ready to become a vessel? To be used by love? To be moved by spirit? I need to know if you're ready to cross the threshold. Not just into the bedroom, but into the temple. Into the sacred space where love becomes liberation. Where touch becomes transformation. Where presence becomes prayer. Because that's where I live. That's where I love. That's where I merge. And I will not go there with someone who is not ready. Who is not willing. Who is not reverent. So before anything occurs between us, I ask you, can you meet me there? In the holy. In the whole. In the heart of what we truly are.